Hi, this is a TBR for Sci-Fi September. Sci-Fi September is created by Books Are My Social Life, and he's hosting with a number of other booktubers. I'll leave links to their videos and channels down below. So I've got quite a good selection of sci-fi. I'm looking forward to it. The first one is Unpopular or Unheard Of. And for this I have gone with The Sunless World by Neil R. Jones. Neil R. Jones, I think, is quite a lesser known sci-fi writer, although it's an amazing Wikipedia page he has. Really interesting guy. And this is the second book in the Professor Jameson space adventure. I've got the first one here. It's quite enjoyable. Professor Jameson, he's sort of very early Iron Man, Tony Stark. He's in a sort of cyber. He's a sort of cyborg. In this robot body, and he's travelled to the far reaches of space, and he meets up with the Zorums. I think that's how you say that. And they're these little robots, very cute with their tentacles. Kind of reminds me of the old Dr. Octopus. He had those robot tentacles. Second is a classic older book, and it's not exactly old, it's from the 1970s. Logan's Run by William F. Nolan and George Clayton Johnson. The semi-popular movie of the 1970s. This, I believe, is pretty similar to the movie, and to me it qualifies as classic. Number 3 is non-space, so Earth-based science fiction. For that I have gone with Damnation Alley by Roger Zelazny. This is from the, you might have seen this in the second BookTube Spin video, and this is set in post-apocalyptic California, and I think the main character is a Hell's Angel, so Hell Tanner sounds pretty good. There's also a movie of Damnation Alley, but I don't know how true it is to the book. I think they've changed some of it. As far as I know, it's available on here on YouTube. I'll leave a link if I can find it. Fourth is fantasy elements. So science fiction with fantasy elements, and I have gone with The Blood Red Game by Michael Moorcock. Says science fantasy at the bottom there. And Michael Moorcock really is best known for being a fantasy writer. You've got the Elric Saga, you've got the Book of Corum, the Eternal Champion, Runestaff. He's written some science fiction, I think the Jerry Cornelius Chronicles, and I think there's various, there's Behold the Man as well, which is science fiction, I think, time travel. But I would say Michael Moorcock is best known for being a fantasy writer. So I think this qualifies as having fantasy elements. Next is the science fiction set in the global south. For this, I have gone with Brazil, or Brazil, I think it's Brazil, by Ian MacDonald. Maybe the most beautiful book in my TBR. You can't really do this justice, but it is really beautiful. I love that shiny front cover, and opens out. Wow. It's in a bit of beat up condition, not the best condition, but a reasonably big book, 405 pages, but looking forward to it. Next is robot or AI science fiction, and for this I've gone with the most famous android in the world of science fiction, I would say, and that is Lieutenant Commander Data. This is Star Trek The Next Generation, grounded by David Bischoff. This is a one of the many various tie-in novels of Star Trek. There's so many of these. So yeah, Lieutenant Commander Data, played by actor Brent Spinner, the most famous android, I would say. Next is contemporary, with sci-fi elements, or I think it's sci-fi set in current times, like mainly fiction with a little bit of sci-fi, and I think that Descent by Ken MacLeod qualifies for that. It's about alien abduction, but also sort of military. Ball lightning, weather balloons, secret military aircraft. Ryan knows all the justifications for UFO sightings, but when something falls out of the sky on the hills near his small Scottish town, he finds his cynicism can't identify or explain the phenomenon. And in a future where nothing is secret, where everything is recorded on CCTV or reported online, why can he find no evidence of the UFO, nor anything to shed light on what occurred? Is it the political revolutionaries? Is it the government? Or is it aliens themselves who are creating the cover-up? Or does the very idea of a cover-up hide the biggest secret of all? So yeah, I would think that's contemporary sci-fi. A very good Scottish science fiction writer, Ken MacLeod. I would say quite prolific. Highly regarded. He's won various science fiction prizes through the years. And he goes to a lot of the conventions and books talks and book events, and that's my sound. I think this might have been I Write, but I'm not too sure. He goes to the Edinburgh Book Festival as well. But I think this was right, I'm not too sure. It's very to me it's quite high concept science fiction. I can't always follow what's being written, but a very highly regarded science fiction writer. Next is Alien Presence, and for this I've gone with another tie-in. This is Jerry Anderson's Space Precinct, Alien Island by David Bischoff. David Bischoff, I think, has written a large number of various tie-in novels for various science fiction things: Star Trek Next Generation, Space Precinct, maybe the other Star Treks. I think he might have written some Predator or Aliens, I'm not exactly sure. But Space Precinct is one of as my favourite Jerry Anderson, I would say. I mean, Jerry Anderson has created so many things down the years. Thunderbirds might be the most famous. There's Space 1999, a lot of people like that. Captain Scarlet for some people, Stingray for others. Space Precinct was a mid-90s live action sort of sci-fi Hill Street Blues type thing. The special effects by Jerry Anderson's company. It was short-lived, only one season. You can find all the episodes on archive.org. I'll leave a link down below. It's a fun TV series, but this will have a lot of alien presence. There's the Creons and the Tarns. I would say both look quite fish-like, but in that stereotypical science fiction way, they're both bipeds, may or may not be carbon-based. But I really liked Space Precinct, even though it was short-lived. I think they used to show it on BBC Two in 1996 or 1997. Next is LGBTQ+, and I don't have it with me yet, but from the library I'm going to get Machines Like Me by Ian McEwan. I would say it's science fiction, although most would say alternate history, where Alan Turing is still alive and the Falklands did or didn't happen. I can't quite recall. But it also features androids, and I think it's a male relationship with an android. So I think that would qualify. Next is non-human MC, or non-human narrator, and for this one I have The Trouble with Tall Ones by Ian Watson. As far as I know, these things are the narrators, I think. It sounds quite wacky. Prior to what follows, our plucky quartet of Shalom, Zbeth, Yatta and Nigla, who crew the time machine salvage ship Fibonacci, which sets out from Cranberry, Oz in 2776 Common Era, aided by Homer the artificial intelligence, to salvage time machines gone astray, became involved with tall aliens who left a dozen of their species in stasis cabinets in Antarctica 100,000 years ago until an asteroid melted Antarctica's ice cap in 2072 CE. Alas, Negla perished inside dwarf planet Ceres from a giant spider bite, but later turned up with alive inside a stasis cabinet due to a Boltzmann brain from the utterly far future. Quite a conjuring trick. Now read on. So, they sound like aliens. I'm not too sure, but I hope that qualifies, because I think it's quite hard to find a sort of non-human narrator in science fiction. Like the front cover. This is from PS Publishing. They do a lot of nice a lot of really nice hardbacks. Next is short story / novella, and I've got multiple choices for this, so that'll be a separate video. Actually, might be 2 separate videos. Next is water, science fiction set in water, with water as a main theme, and I don't have it with me, but I'm going with The Deep Range by Arthur C. Clarke. Next is popular, and I think it's popular and quite well known. 2001 A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke. If people have not read the book, they've very likely seen the movie directed by Stanley Kubrick. Hard to believe I've not read 2001 A Space Odyssey, but I've not really read that much Arthur C. Clarke. Next is steampunk, another thing that I've not read much of. I don't know, the genre of steampunk doesn't really appeal to me all that much, and I don't know why I've never really come across much steampunk, but I got Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. Maybe known for the really disastrous movie. I don't know why people didn't go see it. People are always moaning about reboots and sequels. Mortal Engines was neither of those, but it didn't do well at the cinema, so strange mystery. I think it's definitely steampunk. Again, this is a really beautiful book. Science fiction, I think, does have the best covers. You've got cities going up against each other. It reminds me of is it Warhammer 40,000, I think, where you've got like these big massive machines going against each other. So from the cover, it definitely looks exciting. And the last one is recommended sci-fi, and I think anything really by Nnedi Okorafor is quite highly recommended, highly regarded. So I'm going to the Sister Sci-Fi website, and they've got quite a really good selection of ebooks. So I'm going to get the complete Binti, the complete trilogy by Nadia Okorafor. I think that's all the prompts. I feel like I'm missing time travel, but I'm not too sure. But I'm really looking forward to September, and I'll do those 2 videos for novellas and short stories soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.